could join me for another live. You guys know that I've been trying to go live every day, and I haven't been quite successful at it. I mean, I'm doing my best to go live every day. So thank you for joining me, for those of you who are joining me. Let me get my shot right. Hold on. Thank you, Rode, for the microphones. They're great. I love the tracking. I love the quality. I don't really love the size, so I want something smaller. Rode microphones. Dependable, reliable, innovative. And I guess they'll have some new sizes soon. Hold on, you guys. Let me adjust my shot on my Samsung Galaxy Ultra 23. And I love it. Okay. So I had to adjust the camera because I love to swing on the swing. All right. I'm taking a quick water break. I have my favorite waters here in Jamaica. And there's only two of them. Yeah. One is bottled here in Jamaica. The other is bottled by the Pepsi company in Jamaica. The water that I love most here, bottled in Jamaica, is 876 water. 876 Blue Mountain Spring Water, bottled in Jamaica for GK Foods and Services, Kingston, Jamaica. 876 water. All your natural choices, naturally filtered by rich minerals. I don't have my glasses on. Hold on. How are you guys doing? It's Alicia Mayo, CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. It's a lifestyle magazine, Clari-T Media is, and that's what it's all about. Just a little bit of everything, lifestyle, if you have a life. If you don't have a life, get a life. Life is good, especially when you design it your way. All right, so perfectly alkaline water, bottled straight from the source, naturally filtered by rich minerals, all natural water treatment process, no additives, unlike purified brands here in Jamaica. So that's my, oh, and they've added that you can live healthier by getting your calcium, magnesium, and electrolytes. Okay? Magnesium for good heart health, and they've included 4 milligrams in the water, and they've included 150 milligrams of calcium here in the water, along with 300 milligrams of electrolytes. 876 water, Jamaica. So when you come to Jamaica, you want to grab a bottle of 876. This water is the best water, in my opinion, along with Crystal Punch. Crystal Punch is my other favorite. It's really hard to find, and I can only imagine why. It is actually first in line in terms of my favorite water here in Jamaica. Whenever you're in Jamaica, or maybe in the Caribbean for that matter, look for Crystal Punch. And when you're here in Jamaica, look for 876 Blue. That's the area code. All right. So hi, everybody. It's Alicia Mayo of Clari-T Media. So glad you could join me here in my garden. I am here in Negril, Jamaica. I've applied for permanent residency, and it's been about a year and 7 months, almost a year and 8 months so far. I hope you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Some people say they don't hear me sometimes. I want to make sure. So make sure you give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me, and then tap on the notifications bell if you haven't been notified about my live streams. I could be anywhere at any moment here in Jamaica, okay? I could be at the immigration offices, going through the permanent residency process that I'm going through right now. And I could be, just filling you in on the process. It's not easy all over the world, I think, to leave one place and go to another as an immigrant and not a naturalized citizen. I think it's just, protocol. And then they're going to look at, money. How are you going to contribute to the GDP, the bottom line in their country? So before you go jetting off to another country to live, like me, here in Jamaica, I left California, San Francisco Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland Bay Area, um, California, to move here to Jamaica. And I moved here because my money goes farther. My American dollar goes farther still, thank goodness. I don't know how long that's going to last. But for now, I'm comfortable. I'm going through the permanent residency process. Even if I decide to live here or not, I still want to complete this process because at any moment I could come here and live here and not have the problem or the hassle of, you know, having to extend my stay every 3 months. As a permanent resident, I can stay here for as long as I want, as long as I meet the requirements set forth by the Passport, Immigration, and Customs Agency, aka, or the acronym is PICA, PICA, PICA. All right, you guys, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to increase the number of subscribers because I'm about 300 subscribers away from 1,000. Just 300 subscribers away from 1,000. And do you know what that means for me? Do you know what it means for me? Well, since I'm here in Jamaica from California, and I have over 40 years of experience in radio and television broadcasting, in news producing, news writing, storytelling, narrative shifts, government contracts, theater arts. You hear Jamaican music in the background, and the sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Makes me want to move my dancing feet. Jamaica's a noisy place, you guys. It's a noisy place. Wherever you go in Jamaica, you're going to hear something, whether it's roosters or speakers in the background passing by. Not Rastafarians, but maybe a Rastafarian passing by, singing a song, playing a guitar or something like that. Or a mommy yelling at her little one in patois. Jamaica is such a romantic place, y'all. And I did not come here for a man. I came here for land. And I bought a quarter of an acre of land, just enough space for myself to build a cozy little cottage in Negril. There's a song about in a little cottage in Negril. I didn't know that there was a song about that, but I was saying to myself that I wanted to build a cottage in Negril for myself so I could retire and live happily ever after. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking over my shoulder at the noisy neighbor, calling the little boy noisy. Did I say noisy? I said nosy. There are nosy neighbors here and noisy neighbors. That's what I get for living in an apartment complex. But this is a beautiful apartment complex, I will say. Few noisy neighbors, few nosy neighbors, but it is a beautiful complex nonetheless. I'm at the bar. We have a really cool chill spot. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going to take a quick water break while I ask you, please, to quickly, while I drink my water, tap on the subscription button, please. I'm just 300 subscriptions away from 1,000. And then YouTube wants to do something very special for you and I after 300 or after 1,000. Okay, hold on. Take a water break. Tap on the subscription bell now. Thank you. I'm almost tempted to go and drop my microphone near that mother, that Jamaican mom speaking to her little one in patois. It's so cute. It's really cute. She called him brother. Come here, brother. I raised two sons. One is 28, the other is 21. And, um, I used to have to call them all the time. Come here, Zach, Leonard, come here. Come here. Don't do that. I was speaking in English. But to hear the mothers call their babies and shout them out and give them big ups and even scold them in patois is pretty interesting to hear. All right, you guys, so let me check in and see who's live with me. I hope that you tapped on the subscription button. I'm going to take one more sip while you tap on the subscribe. Be a subscriber. Come on. I need more friends. Oh, there they go. They're gone. All right. I need more friends here on YouTube to subscribe and let YouTube know that you support me, because then we're going to take off on this channel. And can you imagine how we can take off on this channel? Drop some comments about some things you'd like to know about Jamaica, maybe some things you'd like to know about me. Oh, they went to empty garbage. They're back. I've got to spray these mosquitoes. They found their way over to me. And now they're biting. So I've got to spray them. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to put on my spectacles. I'm going to read who's here with me and say thank you again so much for joining me live. It's Alicia Mayo. I'm the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media without a Y. Okay, take the Y off, because I know why I do what I do. I do what I do to share the narratives and the voices of folks that look like you and me, mostly, but to include conversations with everybody else, okay? So that's what I'm here for. All right, so let's see who's here. And I hope you guys have pushed the subscribe button, please. Mooka Music looking so good. Thank you so much, Mooka Music. I appreciate your compliment. I love compliments, by the way, because I'm at the age of my life where compliments do matter. I don't know. I think everybody likes compliments at any age, you know? At any age, we all love compliments. But at 60, I love compliments. Okay, I could use a little work there. As you can see, I have a little cellulite. But, that comes with jogging, running on the beach, doing my squats, my sumo squats, and, really working with the resistance training that I do use to get a little workout in. And I use body weight mostly, when I'm doing my push-ups on the wall and, doing my squats and stuff like that. I'm just using my body weight because at my age, my joints aren't as strong as they used to be. But I am strong nonetheless because I work out. I watch my weight. I'm not carrying a bunch of extra weight. And I watch what I eat. I watch what I eat. So I indulge in mostly proteins first, and then vegetables second place. and then fruits, fresh fruits, and then my carbs, and then complex carbohydrates, not simple simple carbs are full of sugar. All right, the complex carbohydrates will keep your digestion working. It forces your body to break down and to continue to work to break down and release the good enzymes and stuff, right? Muka music, right? All right, Cat CI World fan. Hi. Subhajit. Subhajit. Barik. What do I want to say? What you want to say? What you want to say? Well, what I want to say is hello to everyone. Hello to everyone tuning in. I'm Alicia from California. I'm African and European. I am Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, Senegalese, and Benin, Togo. Benin, Togo, I should say. I learned how to say Benin properly. Benin, Togo, and Burkina Faso. Those are all of the tribes of Africa that my people are from. And then I also have roots in Great Britain, British roots, Russian roots, Basque roots. That's South Spain, Basque, the Basque region, Basque. And I'm also Irish, German, a little German, and a little French. Okay? No Latin and no Asian. Okay? Right, right, right. Some people want to call us African American. Some people want to call people like me Afro European. Some people want to call people like me um, Berbers. Some people want to call people like me Slavic. Some people would call someone like me a mutt. Some people would call someone like me a goddess, a queen, African American. Did I say that? Black. All of those definitions. But what do they really mean? They don't mean a thing until someone makes them mean something, or the false narratives start. Okay, so I'm not one or the other, but I did have my genetic and my DNA defined or explained to me. And according to what they found, my alleles span across Africa's west coast and northwest coast, and then in Europe and Russia, like I said, Ireland. So what is that? Eastern Europe and West, I don't know. I got to go back to the globe. You see, that's why it's so important to travel. That is exactly why it's important to travel. And it's the reason why I left California and came to live in Jamaica. After my divorce, I had a little change in my pocket. I had to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And I had to really decide where I wanted to retire because I'm 60 years old now. Round of applause, seal claps. I'm 60 years old. I will be 61 August 27th. All right? Make plans for my birthday. Come to Jamaica for my birthday. Party with me. Buy me lots and lots of fresh fish and cooked several ways. I'll be happy with that. I love the fresh fish here in Jamaica. And they prepare it in all kinds of ways, but my favorite is fried, of course. Fried fresh fish. Oh my God, a lizard just caught my eye. The lizards are everywhere. They're running around everywhere. Okay, so yeah, you should travel. You should definitely travel. I came here to Jamaica because I really wanted to find out more about my African side. Um, and now that I'm getting closer to Africa by coming here to Jamaica, which was kind of like a shortcut in a way, or a pre-stop before Africa, closer to the United States. You know, maybe some people go to Belize, some people go to Honduras, some people go to southern Mexico, some people go to Panama to see other Africans because Africans are all over, you know? And the Africans in the Bay Area, you know, the Somalians, they weren't very friendly to African Americans based on my experience. Just my experience. Somalians, not very friendly. Eritrean people were more friendly. So that's the Eastern African. And then the West Africans, of course, you know, I think they automatically recognize who I am. You know, it's just like a thing where many of us Africans in the diaspora, we know each other when we see each other. You know, we embrace each other when we see each other. Just like European people, they see me, especially the women. European women see me. They look at my face, my nose, my coloring, my hair, and then they look at my body type. They literally do this to me. And then they immediately draw nearer. They come to me and they say things like, "Sister, you are gorgeous. You're beautiful. Where are you from? Describe your ancestry. Who are your people?" European people always want to know if I'm related to them because they can see it. They can see the Irish. I can feel the Irish more when I meet, especially Irish women. We connect immediately, and we're all about the same height and everything. I'm 5'3". Yeah, my grandfather's last name is McGee, McGee. That's that Irish, and then the British surname that I have is Williams, and let me see what else I know. I don't know anything about any of my African history, and so that's the reason why I decided to come to Jamaica first before I go to Africa, because I was closer and it was less expensive. It takes less time to get here, and there are so many of us here. So many of us African rooted people. And then there's that British side, there's the Irish side, there's the German side. I haven't met any Russian Jamaicans yet. And so I'm finding that I really do fit in to Jamaica very well. It's just that some of my relatives got dropped off in other places around the world. And that's what's so interesting about being here now. Taking this stop, I was surprised. I was like, oh, I could actually go to Jamaica and have an experience, an African experience. I could learn about tribalism here in Jamaica. I could learn about African dialects and African traditions here in Jamaica. I could learn about Africa right here in Jamaica. I could also learn about Africa in the U.S., but not so much. Not so much, right? Not so much in the States. You know, look at what Donald Trump is doing. You know, he's tearing down exhibits and, well, they say he. Let me take that back. I'm not going to say it's Donald Trump. I'll just say it's the people that work for Donald Trump. You know, get a little power and you start pushing pushing yourself around, bullying others just because you get a little power. I think that's what's happening in the Trump administration in the United States as far as culture and cultural icons and important historic sites and history and education and all of that. There are just individual people who don't really like certain people, and we all have a right to not like people. We don't have to like everyone we meet. But if you think about it, in just my conversation here, gosh, we're all so much alike. We all have so much in common. We all should just, like chill, have a nice little smoke if you indulge, have a nice little cool drink of water or a cool beer and or just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and be grateful for your breath. Be grateful for your life, whoever you are, however you look, the size of your lips, the length of your nose, the color of your skin, you know, the size of your derriere. Yeah, people try and make big deals out of those things because of division and the intent of causing chaos in the world, wreaking havoc on the world. And why are we like that? I don't know. I don't know. We're just human, right? But we can apologize. We can right some wrongs. We can say, hey, I was listening to it and I kind of like what you said about this or whatever. We can start some dialogue. We can come with our own perspectives and finally get to the roots of why we are so divided and lessen the divides. Okay, so I want to finish seeing who's here. Sabhajit from Dubai. Sabhajit, I want to visit Dubai. I want to visit Dubai so much. Thank you to Rode Microphones for the mic, by the way. And thank you for being here, Sabhajit. I really appreciate it. Spider 1975, what's happening? Are you a subscriber, Spider? And Sabhajit, are you guys subscribed to my channel yet? I think I was at 300 subscribers away from 1,000. And 1,000 is the lucky number with YouTube. Okay? So help me out on the subscriber list. I'm going to pull you guys a little bit closer. Oops. And lose you in the process. No, 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 no. I'm going to pull you a little bit closer to me. All right? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. Ikuter. Hello. How are you? At M-Rated Captures. Hi, we will make history. We will make history. The youth are coming. The youth are coming. I'm Generation X. I have made history already. I'm still making history. And everyone after me, Generation Z, Generation Y, they are going to make history. My sons are going to make history. They're brilliant like me and their dad, of course. Oh, wait, I still have to read who's here. I'm sorry. There's some great, great messages so far. All right. All right. Hi, Horace Williams. I think we might be related, Horace. We have the same surname, Williams. Yeah, and there are a lot of Williams here on the island of Jamaica. Williams everywhere. Why? Can anybody tell me in the comments why the surname Williams would exist all over a place like the island of Jamaica? What happened here with Williams? I think I know what happened, and maybe we can talk about that. And it has everything to do with slavery and sugar plantations and pineapple plantations, banana plantations here in Jamaica. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about uncovering. I want you guys to go on these trips with me to the plantations. I want to talk about slavery in a real way. I want to meet the guides. I want to meet the elders who can tell me stories about slavery here on the island of Jamaica. Stay tuned. I've got so much to uncover. All of the mystery, all of the ghost of the past here in Jamaica. That's my thing. I love history. I love ancestry. And that's why I know so much about my own ancestry. I'm chasing the ghost of my ancestors. I'm retracing their steps from Africa onto the ships, across the Atlantic Ocean, into the Caribbean, and to the Americas, South America and North America. I want to retrace those steps. If there are any producers and directors out there who want to partner with me, that want to work with me, please let me know. Oh, thank you so much. Born to serve. I look healthy because I eat right. I eat right here. I cheat. I do have my cheat days. I love a little cocoa bread and I love a chicken patty or two. But for the most part, I eat well and I'm happy with the food here. Just it's so satisfying. You know, I can eat two medium-sized fish, you know, whole, steamed, grilled, or um, prepared in an escovitch with vegetables and spices, and then a little side of vegetables and a little bit of rice, maybe, not too much. You've got your protein, you've got your vegetables, and then I have a smoothie, a fruit smoothie, either a papaya smoothie with pineapple and ginger, cucumbers. I mean, gosh, Jamaica has the abundance of fresh fruit and vegetables and food to really keep you looking healthy too. That's another reason you should visit Jamaica. Before I left California, I was fat. I was bloated. I was overweight. I was depressed. I was sad and extremely, extremely unhappy, overworked and underpaid. And I got here to Jamaica. I don't worry about money. I focus on my good health and, you know, keeping the right attitude, and things work out. You know, the spirit is here. Whatever spirit you believe in, whether it's Buddha or Jehovah or Jah or God or Jesus or whatever it is, you will be closer to that inner spirit when you're in a place like this where you have more room to just explore who you are. That's all I'll say. I don't want to sound too crazy. Some people call us loopy. Bless you for being so gorgeous. Oh my God. Ivan Husky, 5023. Thank you so much for that compliment. You know, it took a lot of courage for me to leave California alone and come here to Jamaica to live a retired life alone at my age. I'm 60 years old, and I had never really lived anywhere except for in the United States, San Francisco, California. I love you guys back home, and I miss San Francisco so desperately. But I had to have a lot of courage, and I had to just take a deep breath and trust my own intuition. And I'm glad that I did because I am really living a dream right now. Hamza Bergen, thank you so much, and hello to you. Mac and King, what's up, man? I guess women is like wine. They get better with time. Aw, you so sweet. Men too. Men too. Men get finer with time. You know, I have to say that personally. since I've been here in Jamaica, I met a lot of Jamaican men, and Jamaican men have a reputation for being, violent, angry, very aggressive, very rough around the edges and all of that. And I will say that, there are people like that in all societies, rough around the edges. But I will say that Jamaicans have had a rougher time in life. Jamaican people have had a rough time in life. But so have, people like me in the United States. I mean, you guys know. It's not easy for someone who looks like me. I'm very unusual looking. I'm a woman. I'm petite and little. People will just take advantage of me and use me and be mean to me just because I'm smiling all the time. I used to have some of my banking customers ask me, "Why are you always smiling? Why are you always so upbeat?" Because I am, because I was born this way. I was just born this way. And so you got a number of different cultures and racial makeups here in Jamaica and all over the world. But where it depends on where we are. We kind of we adopt whatever is going on around us for survival. So when I came here and I came here alone, I had to try and understand the psyche of Jamaican men because they're approaching me, they're coming up to me, they're attracted to me, and I needed to understand who they are. The sun is really shining hard on me, and it's making me sweat a little bit, so I'm going to shift my position here, okay? Bear with me. This is live. Alicia Mayo and Clari-T Media. I'm the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. Clari-T Media is all about human stories and grassroots solutions. Solutions. We need solutions all the time. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about it, but we all have problems that we need to solve. We all have things that we have to work through. Me leaving California meant that I needed to work through the reality of not being able to afford to live in San Francisco anymore. So expensive. Like really super duper expensive to live in San Francisco, California. Like I was paying $2,700 a month for my rent. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to give you guys an insight on who I am since I have your attention. So I left San Francisco. I was paying about $2,700 a month, 2 hours away from San Francisco, 2 hours away from my hometown. So I was already away from my family. My sons are adults now. I was divorced, and I was by myself, going out to dinner alone, going shopping alone, going to farmers markets alone. I'm going to movies alone, doing everything alone. Like, what is wrong with the men in the Bay Area? Where were they? They were there, but they were not approaching me. They were not showing any interest. I did get one marriage proposal, though. But, you know, we weren't a fit. Like a lot of the employers that turn me down in television. And that's another story because I was the first to launch a 24-hour newscast in the United States of America. I launched Cron On in 2019 for Nexstar Nation. Nexstar is the largest television holding company in the United States of America. They own more than 194, or is it 192 television stations last time I checked. They didn't want to hire me, but they couldn't deny my skills. So they hired me and they put me on this temporary news writer position just to make sure I could write. I could write news stories. Yes, I went to school for it. I graduated with a bachelor's degree, the first in my family to earn a bachelor's degree at 51 years old. Yes, I worked my ass off in the United States. I was the first in my family to do a lot of stuff, a pioneer in a lot of rights. So I launched the nation's first 24-hour newscast on the digital side. They call it OTT, over the top, digital news. It's what you see online and it plays over and over and it replays over and over like on a hamster wheel. They put me on a hamster wheel, you guys. So I was doing the work of producing news stories. I would produce over 100 news stories per hour. Did you hear what I said? Give me some hearts. 100 news stories for every hour is what I was producing. And they were blown away at my skills. And so they hired me and put me on probation, made sure I could write. So that's two things, probation, write. And probation's normal on a job. But in San Francisco, you know, black woman or whatever they want to call me, probation. Then they made sure I could write. I can write. Then they made sure that, you know, I could pass all of the security checks. You know, is she going to give our secrets away? Pass all the security. Um, and then they let me produce a few stories, just a few. And the background's so pretty. The background is gorgeous. I'm going to move, you guys. Hold on. So much for that. Here we go. Okay, back to my original spot. I've got to move this chair with me. Okay, so that's our chill spot bar right there. That's our chill spot bar. You see in the background, you see a painting of Bob Marley. All right. Hey, give me some hearts for the original painting of Bob Marley. You guys want a close up? Let me go give you a close up. All right. Hello, everybody. Alicia Mayo of Clari-T Media. So glad you could join me here. The sun is shining. I'm sweating. It's getting hot. Okay. All right. So let me show you here. I'm going to turn the camera around. So I'm in the Chill Spot Bar. This is an original painting by a local artist. And there's his information. Artist. That's his telephone number. You see there he's included the congos, the musical notes, and the guitar that Bob Marley played, and the painting, the beautiful painting. You know, it doesn't have to be exact when you're doing it freehand. Isn't that beautiful, though? Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. And there's a map of Jamaica. Jamaica. Yeah, that's the map of Jamaica. This is our chill spot bar. It's a really cool place to be. One of the original posters from Negril, Jamaica. This is where I'm broadcasting live from Negril, Jamaica. I know you guys want to see the beach and stuff. And I'm here at my apartment complex. And there's some banana trees and some tin roof houses and Aki. Let me zoom in and show you the Aki. That's the country's signature breakfast dish, Aki, growing there on the Aki tree. Yeah, it's that time of the year. Aki are growing in. I don't see any bananas. I don't know if those particular banana trees are producing any bananas. But let me take you up on the roof. The mosquitoes are biting me like crazy. Hold on. I'm going to spray. Then I'm going to take you up on the roof for a treat. Thank you so much for hanging in with me, guys. It's been oh gosh, it's been how many minutes now? 44 minutes. We're doing so good together. Make sure you subscribe. I'm sweating like this because, ouch, ooh, these mosquitoes, hold on. They are, let me tell you what works. Let me tell you what works. Put my mic back on. alcohol works the best. Oh gosh, get some plain old alcohol. I have the green menthol alcohol that I'm using, and the mosquitoes hate alcohol. You can spray it, so if you do get a bite, then you're automatically cleaning your bite at the same time, okay? Let me get my clothes together here. Oh, gosh. So it's hot in Jamaica now. It's like 78 degrees, 76, somewhere around there. Yeah. And I'm going to put on my sunglasses. So not only am I looking cool, but I am protecting my eyes from the sun. The sun is so bright right now, you guys, at the golden hour. It's coming up. The golden hour is coming up. Not quite here yet, though. So I'm going to take you upstairs with me. I have a little treat for you. I'm carrying all this stuff. I could do a better job consolidating. Put my glasses on my waist. All right, so thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because we're going to take some plantation tours, slave plantation tours here in Jamaica. All right, so that's, ouch, mosquito got me good. While we're on, I want you guys to do me a favor, and I want you guys to listen to the noises or the sounds that you hear in the background, if you can hear anything. So I'm walking through the garden. Hold on. Yeah, I don't want to turn the camera around yet for privacy purposes, but I'm walking through my garden and through the courtyard of my apartment complex. Okay, that's the wind blowing. Is that? Yeah, that's the wind blowing. Okay, we have how close I am to the sea. And if you look at the tips of the leaves here, you might see how they're all burned from the sea salt in the air that Hurricane Melissa caused. Let me tell you guys, if you don't know about anything personal, if you don't know anyone personally in Jamaica who could tell you the story of the hurricane, I can. Okay, you now have a friend that survived Hurricane Melissa. I survived Hurricane Melissa. And check this out, you guys. Hurricane Melissa was the first hurricane I've ever experienced in my life. So this is the rooftop of my apartment complex, okay? And from the rooftop, I can see this area here is what they call captured land, I think. Not all of it is captured land. Part of it is owned by, some folks who might have a family member living here. But, most of the places are abandoned and, torn apart. And there's lots of rebuilding happening. There's some board houses. These are board houses. Survived the hurricane because they have the flat roof and no tin. All right, you guys, I'm about to lose some power, so I just want to say thank you really quickly for subscribing to Clari-T Media. Make sure you tap on the subscription button and tap on the bell for notifications about when to me after this live stream. So look for that. Make sure you leave your comments, any suggestions. Oh, I'm sorry for screwing up. Let me quickly turn this around. Again, Alicia Mayo of Clari-T Media for tuning. I didn't know that I was going to lose my battery so soon, so I've got to say bye for now. All right, you guys, take care. Alicia in Negril, Jamaica. Can I retire in Jamaica? We'll see. Immigration, Pika, let me know. Can I retire in Jamaica? All right, see you guys next time. Love you.